Hello everybody, this is Mario DiMartino, Cooking with Mario, here with a great episode this week. It's a familiar favorite, everybody makes it, but maybe you can learn something new from somebody different like me today. It's the classic chicken parmesan. We're going to show you how to do it. Come on back in a few minutes, classic Italian-American style.
As a Christian in business, you face many challenges, and one of the most important is finding others who believe like you. Finally, there is a networking group designed just for that reason, ready to agree with you in prayer and pray for your business to prosper, while helping you with qualified referrals that are ready to use your business products and services. Believers in Business was designed by local business owners just for that reason. So get ready to increase your business. Do you believe in miracles? We do. Find out more at bipnetwork.org.
Our Nazareth chapter is now open to believers who want to expand their business with other believers in our area. We meet the first and third Tuesday of the month at noon at the Hanoverville Roadhouse located at 5001 Hanoverville Road in Bethlehem. For more information, visit us online or give us a call today.
We're back here in the studio making this classic dish that I think everyone likes. You know, I don't care what persuasion you're from, where you're born in America, most people like chicken parmesan, you know, and no matter if you go to some sort of church cookout or some sort of Italian restaurant or you have your friends over, you seem to find this everywhere. People like this. It's a dish that kids like, everybody likes. So, you know, maybe you make it a different way. I'm sure I make it a little different from you. I'd like to share a few secrets with you today about this marvelous, traditional, well-accepted dish. So we've got the basis of this dish, chicken parmigiano, is the Parmesan cheese. Now we're going to dress up with some other cheeses, but that really is, you know, where the name comes from. It comes from this grated type cheese. The first thing I like to do though, to make this dish, you know, complete, is we have to cook a sauce with this dish. You know, and I want to share with you, you know, a sauce that I think works. And it consists of these tomatoes here, crushed tomatoes, definitely lots of garlic. You know, what would a good sauce like this be without garlic? So we have, and you could keep a little on the larger side, the chunks, you know, maybe about 4 or 5 of these little cloves here, and crudely cut. So what I'm going to make for you as a base for this pollo parmigiano, that's how you say chicken in Italian, is pollo. You know, like Ralph Lauren polo. It's similar to that. Pollo parmigiano is we're gonna cook what's called a zugo di tavola, or a basic table sauce. Olive oil in your basic table sauce, liberally. You want to put it.
Oh, excuse me. Cut. Okay, back. I'm sorry.
That's all right, bro.
I did my best not to.
Olive oil, liberally, you know, maybe a good 4 or 5 tablespoons at least. I got water cooking in the back because I'm going to have a little bit of pasta on the side. What's Parmesan without a little side dish of some kind of pasta? This is a very traditional meal here, you know, and I thought about it before I did this dish. You know, why would I do a chicken parmesan? Everybody knows chicken parmesan. You know what? I think that's a misnomer. There's a lot of people that you run across that don't know how to make it. And I just wanted to get it out there because I want you to make some basic dishes. And yeah, I do cook Italian-American. It's kind of where I lean to. But we got that olive oil here. And then you want to get the pan warmed up just a bit. And we're gonna put that garlic right in there. Let that garlic work a little bit. It's not as high as I want it to be, but that's good. You don't want to burn the garlic anyway. Don't burn the garlic, right? That's the #1 sacrilege in any kind of Italian cooking, is to burn that garlic. You know, some people think it looks good or adds flavor, but there's a real science of cooking garlic, believe it or not. So get that olive oil mixing around and let the garlic simmer in there. Now back to the pasta. You know, for non-sticking purposes, you could put a little bit of oil in there. We're not going to go crazy because we're just making, you know, enough pasta side dish for a couple people. So maybe like, you know, a quarter of a pound or so. Got the water going, break it in half, swirl it around there. You can use them tongs. These are multi-purpose tongs to keep your pasta going, you know, from the beginning. If you walk away from that for the first minute, you're going to have this real thick pasta mess, and you're going to have a hard time breaking it apart. So keep the pasta moving. The first minute or two is critical, and come back in and just haphazardly swish it around, you know, like you're churning here. Get your water off. You can see our garlic is at the right temperature right there. Nice looking garlic. Wish you could smell that. Doesn't matter what time of day it is. If you got that going on, it's better than any potpourri you can have in your house. It keeps all the bugs and the neighbors away. Any rate, so garlic is going. I've got the pasta going. We got this pan of oil here that's going to be, you know, utilized in a few moments here. Key ingredient: crushed tomato. I use a West Coast tomato. Now, sure, I'd like to use the expensive, you know, stuff from Europe or Italy, San Marzano, but this tomato will suffice. You want to get stuff that's from Sacramento. I mean, I like Jersey tomatoes. I like, I wish I could like Pennsylvania tomatoes as much as I do the other ones, but I just don't for my preference. I haven't found one yet. I'm not circle following all the Pennsylvania tomatoes because I sure want to use the homegrown stuff. But this West Coast tomatoes, you'll find them, you know, in the supermarket, is what you really want to use. Back to the garlic. You can keep your eyes on it, swish it around just a little bit, keep it going. What we can do before I get to the chicken part is we can put together, you know, the zuga de tavola. This is a basic table sauce. My grandmother taught me this when I was a kid. Olive oil, garlic, and a pretty good helping of these tomatoes. Again, just for the home cooking portion here, we're not going to make, you know, a horse trough full of this stuff. We're just gonna make a little bit of it. What I like to do, once that tomato is in there, call that, you know, 32 ounces of tomatoes. Then we got the garlic. We haven't done anything this thing yet. We can turn up just a little bit so we can get the simmering process going, because the cold tomato just killed your heat factor. You want to get a little bit of water. Just gently whisk it in there with a spoon or what have you. And you want to get that, not watery consistency, but you want to thin it out some. Okay? Then she's done. Key ingredient, just a pinch of salt, roughly half a teaspoon of salt right in there. It should be enough. You're looking for more garlic taste than salt. Okay? One key ingredient I forgot. A little bit of sugar. About a teaspoon of sugar. Right there. If you want to add a little garlic powder for additional flavor, fine. But other than that, she's ready. It's a basic table sauce. It can be utilized in a myriad of dishes you're cooking, and you've got the recipe down. There's no need to buy the stuff in the jar for $4, and you can be really authentic that way. The pasta is cooking away. We can now go over to our main part of our dish, parmigiano, you know? So first thing is getting that chicken rendered down. So I got two different cutting boards here. One is for fresh vegetable type products, onions, parsley or fruit and what have you. The other one is the ugly cutting board. That gets your garlic, your raw chicken, things that you don't want to, you know, blend into other type of foods, because no matter how much you wash them, they still taste like garlic pineapples. Don't do that. Nice chicken breast here, good fillet. You want to press your hand real nice on this, and you want to have a brisk, like meat slicer motion going back and forth. You're looking for about a 1/4 inch on one of your fillets. You're never going to get 2 or 3 cuts out of this, so you're gonna have to angle, you know, this here to get the right portion. You can trim these up like this. So that's almost useless, but there's a good breast right there. There's a good breast right there. I got 2 out of that. We'll put that there for a moment. It looks like I can get at least, you know, two good breasts out of here. Again, see that part there red? No matter what you do, you're not going to cook that out. It doesn't hurt you. It's just a little bit of blood vessel from a chicken. you might want to exit out, because even when you cook it, it doesn't deteriorate. It doesn't turn colors again. And there's like this little grizzle there a lot of times on breasts. It's like a tendon that's on the inner side of the breast. You want that out too, because it's not only unsightly, but when you bite into it, it's yucky. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with this. You're going to work the breast in, and now you've got these elongated 1/4 inch style breasts. All right, so we're going to get these scraps here for a second. We'll get these out of the way. Wash up in a second. All right. 1 second. Check on our sauce. Come over, give a little stir. Remember, you're the multifaceted cook. You got it all going on because nobody's bothering. The kids are at school, you know, and you're off work today or whatever it is. And this is a half-hour meal, folks. I got the oven on preheat at 350. Real important to get the oven going, so it's going to help with the finality of the product. Back to the chicken. Now we're going to do what's called the pounding of the chicken. Any old tenderizer will do. Metal, steel. Just be gentle with it. We're making what's called chicken piccata. What's piccata mean in Italian? I don't know. It means pounded. Would you believe it? Something so simple. They try to complicate all this fancy cooking. Oh, chicken piccata. Get at it. It's just pounding. That's all you're doing. Boom, boom, boom. Like that. See, that one there is for your real hungry guests. That's the one that didn't eat for a week before you came to your house. Okay? Here we go. This one here, I like it tenderized. I like it on the thinner side myself, but the goal is to make sure that the chicken stays tender and juicy. Last thing you want is shoe leather chicken. Someone has to bite into something and it's really tough. So the diameter of the chicken and how much you pound it, how quick you it, how you bathe it in the other process, which is called the egg wash. So we need an egg wash next. Let me go back over here as I'm looking at my sauce. The sauce is fine. It could cook for hours, but I don't want to kill it. I'm back to my pasta. Pasta is al dente right now. I'm going to turn the pasta off. Let the residual heat cook the pasta. We're going to strain it in a minute. Back to the egg wash. You only need 1 egg when you're doing 3 or 4 breasts. You've got 1 egg. Clean fork out of the dishwasher. Just a little bit of milk in there for a coating of the chicken. All right. Only got 4 pieces. We're not cooking like in the restaurant business. We got these great big tubs and vats of everything. We're cooking for, you know, battalion and Marines. But here, we're cooking for you on a personal, delicate basis here. Okay? We got the breadcrumbs. You can use non-seasoned breadcrumbs. You could use, turn this down over here, put it on low or off. You could use Italian style. You can use name brand. You can use generic. Japanese breadcrumbs if you want. Whatever floats your boat. But traditionally, it's pane machinata. That's how they say in Italian. Pane machinata. We're going to put the chicken on the breadcrumb. Get that out of the way. Probably should have had a bigger dish to pat my chicken in. Okay, get it thorough. Layer over here. Yeah, I probably should have had a bigger dish. That's all right. We're saving room. It's a nice little bath for you. Egg wash. So the Italian Parmigiano. Now, where do we get this stuff from? You know, I always like to give a little bit of a history lesson on the etymology of the chicken Parmesan. You know, Parmigiano is really comes from a name in Italy. You know, it's questo formaggio parmigiano è fatto in la provincia di Parma. Provincia di Parma è vicino alla città di Modena. So I said that the Parmesan cheese is made in, I practice on you a little bit, is made in the province of Parma. It's also where we get this, where we get a very famous prosciutto brand from, Parma. And they take it very serious there. So this Parma or Parmigiano is made near the town of Modena, and Modena is also a famous place where they make that balsamic vinegar, or balsamico as we say in Italian, balsamico. And it's really famous for its food, so it's got a lot of notoriety, and they take this stuff really serious. Like when you make cheese in Italy, It's not like how we make cheese here. Don't get me wrong, we have cheddar cheese from Wisconsin. They're pretty serious about it. But in Italy, you can't say, oh, I live in Sicily and I make Parmesan cheese. Did you know that? That would be like saying, I'm from Oregon and I make an authentic cheesesteak. I'm making an analogy. Because in Italy, you have to be certified in the region of Parma or the city of Parma in order to be qualified to make the cheese. It's actually an ordinance or some sort of European statute or mandate that you can't make Parmesan cheese outside of the region of Parma. Isn't that interesting? You know, I mean, America's a little different. You can make American cheese in the garage in Brooklyn and nobody cares. I don't mean to put America down, but they take their food in Europe very serious. I wish we would here too. I wish we'd have, I wouldn't say tighter regulations, but I wish we would have more, care into the, the validity of the quality of our food. And, I would really like to see more of that, Let's hope that happens. So we've got all these chickens all breaded up. We got the sauce rendered down pretty good, just enough to make it all happen. We've got the oil. We got the oil on the right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the pasta, take it out. I'm going to put it in the colander, right in the sink. I'm going to let her sit there. I'll use the pasta pot as a pedestal. There she sits. Nobody's going to be upset for a few minutes as the pasta just steeps there. Boy, I made a heck of a mess here. I really have. The wife doesn't like that after the show because she has to help clean up. She's such a good wife. So that Parmigiano, it's a serious name, and they take it serious, and I like that, And so we're getting close to being authentic here. So we got to blend. The cheese is going to happen here. Now over here again, we got this is how it comes. I mean, you can buy certain grades of Parmesan at the store. This one here is American made, but it has like the Parmesan name. This is obviously an American blend aged for 10 months, and I get it. It's 100%. It says you can get them on sale. This stuff here is the higher end stuff. The Parmigiano is definitely different from the Pecorino Romano, because Parmigiano is a specific cheese from Parma. The other one is Pecorino Reggio Pecorino cheese, and it's a different region. So it's almost like the wine and oil thing. They all have their different regions for the cheeses, and they take them very serious. This one here traditionally is made with cow's milk, Parmigiano from Parma, whereas the Pecorino Romano is predominantly made with goat's milk, and it's cultured very differently. So, we have the parsley here, the one egg that's left over. We're done with garlic. We're getting ready to size up here our next method. We're almost not done, but we're in the closing stages of this, of putting it together. I've got the oven preheated. Let me make sure she's on right. I got her at 350. I got the sauce. You're going to need a special pan for this. You could use a cookie sheet, but you need like a deeper dish pan that there's no lubing the pan at all. What we're going to do with the pan is we're going to actually get roughly a ladle full of the sauce, and we're going to use it as a base, okay? Minus all the mess here on the stove. So you're going to cradle it around a little bit, swish her back and forth. Look at that chunks of delight in there, that garlic. That is pure health food right there. Don't let anybody tell you different. Don't let your kids tell you, I can't eat this stuff. You better eat this stuff. It's good for you. There's that garlic. That's your base. There's your butter. This is Italian greasing of a pan that you use with tomato sauce. Okay? So I'm waiting for that oil to come up to temperature. Be back in a second to show you the final product.
As a Christian in business, you face many challenges, and one of the most important is finding others who believe like you. Finally, there is a networking group designed just for that reason, ready to agree with you in prayer and pray for your business to prosper, while helping you with qualified referrals that are ready to use your business products and services. Believers in Business was designed by local business owners just for that reason. So get ready to increase your business. Do you believe in miracles? We do. Find out more at bipnetwork.org.
Our Nazareth chapter is now open to believers who want to expand their business with other believers in our area. We meet the first and third Tuesday of the month at noon at the Hanoverville Roadhouse located at 5001 Hanoverville Road in Bethlehem. For more information, visit us online or give us a call today.
Okay, back here, getting ready to put the chicken in the oil. So we're gonna test it. We're gonna come over to the oil, give the oil a little dunk. You know, it's like when you go to the lake, you wanna make sure the water is just right for you. You dip your little toe in first. I think we're close. I think we're close there. Put one in there like that. You almost want to submerge the chicken. You don't want real shallow oil because it tends to suck it all up into the chicken. And if you keep your temperature just right in the medium range, like you crank it up high to get it going, but you want to temper it back a little bit in the medium range to keep it at a steady sizzle like this. You don't want the high flash point, and you don't want the low, cold, suck 'em up oil point either. You want the medium sizzle point. And that's where you get the nice tenderness, the golden brown. So we could do this about 3 minutes on each side, roughly, 3 to 4. And because when we bake it off in the oven, we're gonna get a final cooking on that. Never fully cook anything. You know, I tell the cooks at work, you know, you cook off chicken or meat or something for some sort of future dish, you got to leave life left in the meat, and that's what makes it right. So maybe for right now we'll just cook 2 nice pieces because they seem to be on a larger side. It's definitely a his and hers serving here. This is for your anniversary dinner, or honey, I really messed up, I want to make it up to you type dinner. And it's all fun for cooking, you know? It's the art of cooking. We're getting close. Watch this, folks. Just a little bit. It's basically a chicken cutlet's what it is. Your mom made chicken cutlets for 100 years. It's no different. So that's almost where you want it. And we'll let it cook off just a little bit residual style for a minute or 2. You know, people say, well, it's healthier to bake it. I guess so, but did you ever have baked chicken with breadcrumbs on it? Not too good, you know? There's some things you just can't avoid frying, and I'm big on the health thing, trying to keep the calories down, the LDL cholesterols, whatever it is. But in here you want to use a vegetable oil. You don't want to use an olive oil. First of all, it's too expensive. I did the olive oil in the sauce because that was on a smaller quantity. I kept it at a low roar. This is a higher flash point, so you want to use a vegetable. Call it soybean oil blend, corn oil, or you maybe even want to use an olive oil blend for this particular application. Looking pretty nice, aren't they? Oh, there's nothing like your mom ever cooked chicken cutlets when you were a kid, and you know, and the next day, you know, they were cold in the refrigerator and sitting on like a plate with a paper towel and some saran wrap, and you just came home from school and you saw these cold chicken cutlets, and it was like they were better then than they were the night before. That's what this is like, and it's an awesome product. You're never going to get this quality buying some prefab chicken patty at the supermarket to do this meal. You've got to do it right. And there's a couple little tips to show you to make it just right. Because everybody says, I know chicken parm. Well, you know, there's always something to learn. I learn every day. I want to thank our sponsors for being involved with this show. I want to thank my good friend Art Cardos, who tirelessly films this show and sacrifices his time and energy to make it happen. I want to thank the folks at the networks of RCN and permitting us to air this show and be part of the community efforts. We're just very grateful for the team effort and the benevolence of these people. I hope you enjoy this show, because I really do. It's just about ready to come off. 3-4 minutes is up. And how you can test that is if you want to dig your tongue into the center of the chicken and do a pry back. You see the moistness inside? No pink, you're ready to go, but it's not killed, okay? It's mezzo morte, you know, which is half dead. There you go. You want to drain that off. You want to put that right on the, folks, if you can smell this, the way this smells, it's just, I'm not going to eat this like this, obviously, but we're going the next step. Key point, when it's fresh like this, just a little bit of salt when it first comes out, okay? That's the first thing you want to do. Now we're getting ready to go into the oven, the final product in the oven. So we're going to get this guy here. We're going to place her like that. this gal here. See, it's a guy and a gal thing here. Now you've got the makings of a Parmigiano creation here. Okay, back to your sauce. Real key point, sauce on the top. Don't go crazy, just don't drown it in sauce. The worst thing you do is drown it. I'll tell you why, because the cheese doesn't work well when you drown it. So just gonna spread it onto every area. Look at the garlic chunks here. That's what you want. That's heavenly. Now here's how I do it. I do a layer of cheeses. I usually do a little bit of mozzarella, lightly on there, not overwhelming, lightly on there. I got the guy cutting grass outside. Can you believe it? I love it. All right, lightly on the mozzarella. The next one is provolone, believe it or not. It just adds a certain flavor, the provolone. 2 slices if you can, depending on the, well, this one here looks like it really only warrants 1 slice. All right, we're almost done. Here's the one of the final secrets, and that's parsley. A little bit of that world famous Parmesan. You know you got good Parmesan when she clumps up. That means there's no anti-caking agents in your Parmesan. It's tutti naturale, you know? Okay, tutto naturale, excuse me. There you go, we're ready to go in the oven. I'll see you in a few minutes. Only takes about 8 to 10 minutes to bake off. We'll be right back to show you the final product.
Alexa, askalarm.com. What is the temperature in here?
The current temperature is 76 degrees. The air conditioner is set to 75.
Alexa, askalarm.com to set the kitchen thermostat to 72 degrees.
The AC was set to 72.
You can even use the Amazon Echo to control your garage door. Alexa, askalarm.com to close my garage door.
Garage door is being closed.
The alarm.com skill for Amazon Echo is available now. Find out more at alarm.com.
For more information about Altronic security, please visit us online or give us a call today.
Yes, bank accounts are a usual process for the IRS, whereas they levy your bank account. And normally that's an awakening to each taxpayer. It puts the taxpayer at odds where their checks will be bouncing and they won't be able to pay their customary and ordinary bills of their household. When this happens, we are very successful at retracting the bank levy and setting up a more permanent structure with the IRS for each taxpayer.
Fatalo in casa with the homemade. Fatalo in casa means homemade egg, chicken Parmesan. There you go. One of these days I'll get the dish right. We're coming out of the oven with, folks, it's a beautiful product. Oh my goodness, where do you see this? It's as authentic as you get. We got to have a little side dish with it, you know, a little spaghetti. This is like really, you know, red and white tablecloth style Italian cooking, you know, from Mama Leone's in New York, you know, that kind of cooking. It's a lot of fun. I like making these kind of dishes because I resonate with them. You know, again, most people like this kind of dish. And just look at that. Maron, que bella, you know? Look at that. That's for his or her. I don't know which one that is, but it might be his right now. I don't know if I'm going to try to taste this on you, but I will, because it could be a little messy. You might get the wrong impression on the camera. I'm a very clean, petite guy here. So let's look at the inside, and let's see how we did inside. That's kind of the texture you want inside. Beautiful, you know, nice tender chicken, just enough sauce. Folks, this is a wonderful meal. This is Chicken Parmesan, brought to you by Mario DiMartino here in the Lehigh Valley. I want to thank all of you for tuning into my show. I hope you enjoy this beautiful Italian fare. Oh, by the way, let's not forget to top it off with some formaggio parmigiano, some Parmesan cheese, maybe a little bit of that on there. Obviously a good glass of wine, some nice crostini garlic bread, and this is a great meal. You can make it in 25 minutes or half an hour. I'm glad you tuned in. I hope you watch our websites and our TV shows, and again, hope you have a great week. God bless you, and God bless this great country of America.